good evening and a warm welcome to our second edition of UBC News Tonight on this second day of January 2022. I'm Lauryn Masika Kazimoto, and on sign language interpretation we have Muhammad Mugalu. Now we start off with our first headlining story this evening. The Prime Minister Robin Nabanja has challenged families to plan and set targets in the new year for a meaningful growth of the country. Nabanja was addressing Christians at Bukumi, Bujojo and Bujojo Catholic churches in Kakumiro district.
Robin Nabanja has said families need to evaluate their efforts aimed at adding value to their households.
In this area here called Bujojo, Sazike Parish, we have a number of people who have really overdrunk themselves. They have taken a lot of alcohol, and I thought I needed to use the opportunity of the church, to educate our people, to sensitize them, to stop the habit of, drinking, over-drinking, and becoming drunkards.
Nabanja says government is working towards reducing poverty rates at household level through programs like parish development model.
The parish development model is one engine that we are going to use to help the 39% of the local population that is still under the poverty line, who are not yet in the money economy. The president calls the chonka.
Nabanja also wants Ugandans to take advantage of the open economy to increase their incomes while also taking care of themselves against the Omicron COVID-19 variant virus.
And therefore, the general public is advised to work harder, to have a culture of saving as we start this year, and of course, to get vaccinated and look after themselves.
Sister Josephine Namkwaya, a Dominican nun from Namgongo, thanked President Museveni for entrusting Nabanja with a premiership duty.
Ngonza kusima President waitu Tata waitu Kaguta Museveni okutuwa Honorable Nabanja ebirungi atukoleire bingi muno. Muntu wabujunanizibwa muno era ngambira ningamba nti ba Prime Minister bona singa babaganka Nabanja ensi yetu ekuyindukire.
The residents of Bujonjo in Chibijo sub-county welcomed the message from the Prime Minister, saying that it is the way to go.
Kanda yebale muno n'omuganda gwatukwatireho tukujja kutandika kuombeka atwirukirira miliyoni 10 zokutandikiraho.
Nasaba abantu babe n'entaye y'omaka basobole kuba ne batunga akasente bekolerere baleme kuikara mu mbeera embi ne basobole kuombeka amaju baleme kuikara mu buju obutalina mugaso.
Christians have been challenged to embrace transparency in families for peaceful coexistence. The Archbishop of the Church of Uganda, His Grace Dr. Stephen Kazimba Mugalu, emphasizes the call for responsibility for both the wife and husband in families. He was officiating the wedding of George Michael Mukula, son to Captain Mike Mukula, at All Saints Cathedral in Kampala, an event which was graced by the Vice President, Major Jessica Alupo.
At exactly 1 p.m., All Saints Cathedral in Kampala was the place to be. Congregants who walked in one by one were here to witness another milestone in the life of George Michael Mukula, the son of NRM Vice Chairperson for Eastern Uganda, Captain Mike Mukula, was here to officially confirm his love for Krista Irakoze, a Burundian national.
So, if there is any reason, and genuine reason, as to why you both shouldn't marry today, would you please declare it right now?
With marriage knocking on the door, it was time for Archbishop of the Church of Uganda, His Grace Stephen Kazimba Mugalu, to do what he does best.
Take you, Mukula George Michael, to be my lawfully wedded husband, to have and to hold from this day forward.
Will you forsake all other women and be faithful to irakoze, and her alone, as long as you both shall live. Therefore, I declare that they are husband and wife. In the name of the Father, the Son.
It did not stop at this, as marriage requires maintenance, something His Grace Kazimba emphasized.
I know some cultures where women meet and say, has your husband ever beaten you? No, he doesn't love you. So this woman will come and provoke him in order to have him beaten. And when she's beaten, she'll come and share with others. Let me share good news with you. Actually, at last, he has beaten me. Oh, he loves you so much. No, that's not what is meant by masculine potential.
He called for transparency in all aspects for a successful marriage and stable family.
You must give accountability to her. You must give accountability to him. Even in money, you have been having your money, but now it's now our money, your money together. It's a step from I to we, a step from me to us. It's no longer my money, it's our money.
To represent President Yoweri Museveni at the event was Vice President Alupojeska Rose Epel. And this was the message.
I'm always happy to see young people commit to starting families based on the example of their parents and elders. This is one way of securing the future and ensuring that family legacies are sustained and carried on to greater heights and prosperity.
Museveni supported the newly wedded couple with 20 million Uganda shillings.
I would like to request the Archbishop to allow me also to extend the gift of His Excellency the President to the couple. He sent me with 20 million and he asked me to extend it to them.
The event was crowned with a reception at Speaker Resort Munyonyo, where speaker after speaker hailed the couple for taking what they described as a bold step.
May God bless you so much. May you have the boys and the girls. May your family be always visited.
Put God first. Put God first. He'll put everything together for you, even in your hardest.
Krista, thank you so much for allowing him into your life, allowing him into your heart. You know that for sure you have all of us as family, and you have one of the most disciplined people, one of the most focused people, and one of the most loving people for his friends and family in our whole crew.
With vows made and marriage pronounced, it is now clear that these two are off the shelf of the Singles League. Henry Okrut, UBC.
Oh, wow. Officially off the shelf indeed. Marriage is indeed a beautiful thing. Congratulations to the couple. And now moving on into Kasese, 3 border riders died instantly in Kasese as they celebrated the new year on the Kilembe Highway. Now, Kasese Mayor Chance Kahindo blamed the accident on reckless riding, a habit that he says is common among the border riders.
The mayor, Kasese municipality, is not happy with youth engaged in reckless motorcycle riding that has often led to loss of life. This was in reaction to an accident that claimed 3 youth on Kilembe Road, Kasese municipality, during New Year's festives.
We have as parents to talk to our people, to talk to our children. I think we should go back to parenting, talk to our children and tell them that on these roads, when they say drive at 50 kilometers per hour, try to drive at that rate. The moment you go beyond, expect something wrong to happen.
Chance Kahindo warned people against reckless riding. Kamiamba, ward councillor Israel Masika blamed the accident on alcoholism, saying the riders were riding under the influence of alcohol.
Because of either having drunk during the daytime, that's why accidents like this accident that has claimed one of our relative, or my relative, happened. It was because of liquor, not...
Issa Masika, a boda rider, said he had just met his colleague, Mujunju Sulaiman, moments before he was informed of the sudden death.
Naye Joe nabade naye okuleetaawo nga ziri sawa 12 nga bamuwandiise bamuwadde kibaluwa nga tena pichipichi abadde ne kibaluwa bamuwandiika kati 12 awo nagamba ati ntusika naye kuleeta nagamba ati owana nyine pichi naliwa.
The in-charge Kasese Municipal Council Health Center 3, Miruambo James, where the 3 bodies were taken for a post-mortem, named the deceased as Mumbere Patrick 25, Mujungu Sulaiman 21 and Masereka Brian 19, who has been a senior 2 student of International Window Secondary School in Barra.
Yesterday at 8 p.m. we received 3 bodies of border boys who had been involved in a road traffic accident, and these bodies were border men boys who were riding at terrific speed, trying to celebrate the 1st January anniversary. And they were involved in a road traffic accident, and 3 died at spot.
May their souls rest in peace. Now, all is not well in Muduma sub-county in PG district following a recent hacking of an elderly couple by one Adibayo and others at large. Mzee Lwanga Anthony and his wife were cut severely with pangas for no clear reasons and are now in critical condition.
People that included Awan Adibayo on Christmas Eve.
Nendo kuwulira omuntu ng'angudde ejjambiya emabega. Nendo okuwulira omusaayi nga guyise mungi nnyo. Ngamba bannange bantemye.
Mzee Lwanga says that the assassins have since disappeared, but police and the area leaders are searching for them. He says this has put them under more fear in case the murderers reappear again. A councillor in the area, Mugweri Ismail, cautions those involved in destabilizing communities that the long arm of the law will catch up with them.
We shall sit as a local council together with the chairman and we form bylaws, because bylaws are a very important thing. It's very important to have bylaws on the village. First of all, that man is not a born of this area. He came just this way to look for survival. One time he came and they stole a wheelbarrow for somebody. When they arrested some of his friends, he disappeared.
Area residents condemn acts of violence and hope that the culprits will be apprehended.
Talina mutawana kale ng'abavubuka abalala ng'akola emirimu gye naye ng'omwegunywa naye ng'amala kunyuka n'afuna ssente ng'akoze emirimu n'agenda n'anywa.
Kati tudduka mangu budde obwo nga tulina kutaasa ki nga tulina kutaasa mulwadde so si kukola ki abatuuze beekunga ne bagira ne bakugira awo ne basobola okubeera nga banoonya omutemu oyo naye omutemu etusumatukako nakolaki natuddukako.
The officer in charge of Bujuko Police Station in Mpigi, Olivia Asio, encourages communities to remain vigilant and report any suspicious person that might want to cause mayhem.
It is now a month since the UPDF entered DR Congo to pursue the allied democratic forces in the thickets of the Eastern Democratic Republic of Congo. Now, our reporter, Haruna Mutasasira, has been in Congo and compiled a special report on the hiccups and gains of the operation codenamed Shuja, mainly focused on weakening identified ADF camps. Take a look.
On the 30th November 2021, UPDF launched strikes against ADF rebels hideouts in the joint operation with the Democratic Republic of Congo Army. This was followed by deployment of troops on the Congolese side of the border. A few hours after strikes of the joint military operations, UPDF immediately deployed troops and military equipment crossed Nobile border point in North Kivu province.
It followed the ground forces when they crossed Buvandi Nobile border point, which entered into Democratic Republic of Congo up to a place called Mokakati, where the forces established the forward operating base. The stopover at Mukakati was because of the poor roads. The poor road from Mukakati up to River Semuliki Bridge was so bad that it could not allow.
A combined force of UPDF elements drawn from infantry, motorized brigade, armored and special forces command moved into Eastern Congo.
Other base which would allow the ground forces to spring into the Virunga forest, into the Virunga impenetrable forest. So the forces moved, the joint forces, that is the combined FRDC, the armies of Congo and Uganda, UPDF, entered into the Virunga forest to the first objective, that is Kambi Yayua.
At the front line against armed forces in Northeastern Democratic Republic of Congo, Major General Kanja Muhanga's determination is to destroy once and for all the rebels of the Allied Democratic Forces, ADF.
Wherever he will be, we shall reach everywhere the enemy. Not that this operation is going to continue. We shall overrun every ADF camp in Eastern DRC. We shall reach everywhere they are. On foot, we shall reach.
Now, UPDF have settled in the middle of the forest in Eastern Congo, not troubled by any ADF attacks. Shuja operation mission's priority is to eradicate ADF rebels and allow the return of the lasting peace and commercial activities in the northeastern part of Congo.
Water do not have any water points, so we had to open up water points. The road was to be constructed that will enable trade between from Nobile border point or Vundibugyo up to Beni.
Ground troops have continued their operations to pursue the ADF through think hideouts areas that have been under threat for decades. UPDF and Congo Army currently doing their best within the framework of the memorandum to end the sufferings of civilians from both countries from the violences inflicted by ADF. UPDF and Congolese army commanders meet regularly to review the operation and ascertain the way forward against the enemy. But many questions have been raised by political actors in the region against the deployment of UPDF forces in the Democratic Republic of Congo. Mutesa Sira Haruna, UBC News.
Isingiro district leaders and stakeholders have appealed to government to gazette a part of NAKIVALE refugee resettlement land for an industrial park. Leaders say they can't sit back and wait for their people to continue choking on poverty as a result of them selling their agriculture products in raw form, and yet they can add value on them through industrialization.
NAKIVALE refugee camp is one of the oldest settlements in Uganda, located in Isinjiro district. NAKIVALE refugee settlement sits on 71 square miles with a total of 119,587 refugees from over 12 countries. These refugees are concentrated in areas commonly known as camps that include Base Camp, Juri, and Rubondo, which has left majority of their land vacant.
When you go to that NAKIVALE refugee settlement, you know that refugees live in closed communities. The houses are next to each other. The parts where the majority of the refugees are is maybe 10 square kilometers. The rest of it, this land has been left for encroachment.
To mitigate this challenge, leaders and stakeholders of Isinjiro have requested government to allocate this vacant land for the development of industrial parks.
The district can still host refugees on maybe 60 square kilometers of land. And then the rest of the land can be gazetted for industrial park. And this is where the district leadership can work together with central government to bring in investors and give them this land for factories, for value addition.
The district leadership recently wrote to the Prime Minister Robina Nabanja requesting government to allocate part of NAKIVALE refugee settlement land for establishment of processing and manufacturing factories, but they are yet to receive her response.
And the feedback is still pending. She told us that before the end of this year, she would have given us the feedback.
What is factual is that if we don't get cottage industries on ground and a mother factory for the district to add value on our products, mostly matoke, the matoke produce, because we produce a lot of matoke. If we don't add value, the revenues we get out of this can never put Isinjiro anywhere.
Upon securing the land, leaders also tasked government to go ahead and get them investors who will set up these factories. Besides adding value on matoke, some of the locals are hopeful that their other products, including milk, beef and pork, will also be exported on top of creating jobs for residents.
We had the machines that could reserve pork, would be doing well.
Land for NAKIVALE should be given to investors such that it brings also development, because we need to catch from A, to catch from B, to catch from C. So we should not be stationed in one area.
UBC News Tonight takes a very short break but returns with more stories.
Everyone deserves more this festive season, which is why MTN Momo is giving you more Senkyu points on your MTN Momo withdrawals at agent locations. Get 150 Senkyu points for every 1,000 shillings spent in withdrawal fees. More Senkyu points means you get more free minutes, more free MBs, more free SMSs, and more free Momo Pay shopping. To use your Senkyu points, dial *141#.
Everywhere you go, MTN.
This holiday season is all about kujienjoy, kupiga sherehe na kuget lit na kupata way more than you expected.
Soon to be father.
Kwenye Showmax original film Baba Twins. It's about kuget jina lako kwenye limelight in Famous. First and only on Showmax.
I need to discover who I am without you.
And it's about kuchotwa na drama or holding on for dear life in the telenovela Kina.
No matter what.
Form ni kupiga sherehe kiwewe na hii yote iko just a click away. Get festive, get Showmax.
Introducing the all-new Roofing's TMX 500C rebars with cut and bend surfaces. Roofing's, strength of a nation.
Transact and win money after money with Airtel Money. 1.5 billion shillings in cash prizes up for grabs. The more you transact, the higher your chances of winning. Airtel Money. Instant, secure, borderless.
I am one of the millions of people who have been vaccinated. And today I want to ask you to choose to be vaccinated so that we can all go back to enjoying the Uganda we all love. A country that is one of the most entrepreneurial in the world with the most friendly people. A country where we can do business with anyone at any time. A country that is free of COVID-19. So, get vaccinated today in any of the verified health centers and let's bring business back to Uganda. COVID-19 vaccines are free of charge, safe and available.
Invest in your health. Invest in Uganda. This message is brought to you by the Uganda Investment Authority.
Transact and win money after money with Airtel Money. 1.5 billion shillings in cash prizes up for grabs.
My name is Sulga Morris. I'm an Airtel Money agent. I'm from Chibuli here. That's where I operate from. I won 2 million shillings. This is great, guys. Go for this. This is for real.
The more you transact, the higher your chances of winning. Airtel Money. Instant, secure, borderless.
Parents, guardians and caregivers, there's a confirmed polio outbreak in Kampala and therefore the Ministry of Health will conduct a national house-to-house polio immunization campaign. The first round of the campaign will take place from Friday the 14th of January to Sunday the 16th of January 2022 in all districts of Uganda. During the national house-to-house polio immunization campaign, health workers will come to your homes and immunize all your children under 5 years of age. Please note that the national house-to-house polio immunization campaign does not replace the routine immunization. The polio vaccine is safe, effective, and free.
Parents, guardians and caregivers, please ensure that all your children under 5 years of age are immunized against polio during the National House-to-House Immunization Campaign from Friday 14th January to Sunday 16th January 2022. The dates for the second round of the campaign will be announced in due course. This message is from the Ministry of Health with support from UNICEF, World Health Organization and partners.
You know, you could just buy a new smartphone from anywhere in Uganda. Dial *175*94# to activate their 100% double data bonus offer on weekly or monthly bundles for 3 months. Better yet, you automatically receive free 1 GB valid for 30 days. You are hooked already, aren't you? Enjoy 100% double data bonus from Airtel. Buy a smartphone from anywhere in Uganda and insert an Airtel SIM card. Dial *175*94# to activate a 100% data bonus offer on weekly or monthly bundles, valid for 3 months. Dial *175# and select your preferred bundle to activate a 100% data bonus offer on weekly or monthly bundles, valid for 3 months. Airtel, the smartphone network.
Welcome back from that break. And now into some business news. The Bishop of Madi and West Nile Diocese, the Right Reverend Charles Collins Andaku, has dedicated the 1st of January as a day to give accountability for church projects. The diocese launched the construction project for a four-floor office block where Christians from 656 churches in the diocese were requested to contribute 1,000 Uganda shillings each. Now, the storied office block is slated to cost 7.8 billion Uganda shillings.
West Nile Diocese has resolved to give accountability to Christians who donated to the Diocese Project, a house construction project. The Bishop of Madi and West Nile Diocese, the Right Reverend Charles Collins Adaku, scheduled 1st January 2022 for Construction Committee of the Diocese to give accountability to the public for the 7.8 billion office construction project.
We are here to give accountability for the resources you entrusted to the church. We remember giving books to all the churches that give us only 1,000 shillings. And this money was collected, others were not collected, they will be collected, but I want to stand to testify that work has started.
However, it was not the Anglican community only who supported the project, but also the Catholic and Muslim communities in West Nile who deserved to know how their contributions were used.
All friends of the diocese, even other religious groups, the Roman Catholic, the Pentecostals and the Muslims, they have been behind this project since we started it in 2020. Can we give a mighty hand clap to God for this?
Arua City Mayor Wadri Sam and Resident City Commissioner of Arua City Alisa Kello lauded the bishop for being an inspiration to West Nile.
Our bishop is a very huge inspiration to the entire West Nile region. Not only to the Anglican community, but to all the citizens here and beyond. I pledge that as local government, we are going to give all our support to what it needs.
There are benefits of giving as regards tithe. One, the Lord is going to protect your wealth.
By the end of 2021, Christians contributed about 381 million. That money has been used to start the foundation work, which has not been enough, leading to borrowings.
When you look at all these certificates payments, vis-a-vis the amount of money we have, I can openly say we're already in debt. We won't get tired and we'll never give up.
The visiting Bishop of Liwolo Diocese in South Sudan, the Right Reverend Joseph Abba, noted that the project will make the diocese self-reliant.
There is nothing that can excite you in Madi and West Nile Diocese now. But I know you are not proud if the Diocese of Madi and West Nile Diocese is a beggar.
And now into international news. A large fire has severely damaged houses of parliament in the South African city of Cape Town. Video footage showed a plume of black smoke filling the sky, with huge flames coming out of the roof of the building. President Cyril Ramaphosa visited the scene and called it a terrible and devastating event. A man was being held and questioned by the authorities, he said, and the building sprinkling system had not functioned properly. The blaze, which began shortly after 6 o'clock local time, came the day after Archbishop Desmond Tutu's state funeral at St. George's Cathedral near Parliament. Mr. Ramaphosa said news of the fire was a terrible setback to what we were basking in yesterday. He added that Archbishop Tutu would have been devastated. He praised firefighters who he said had responded to the fire in 6 minutes. Without their intervention, the National Assembly would have been reduced to ashes. Dozens of firefighters battled the flames. Officials later said that the entire Parliament complex was severely damaged.
35 firefighters are battling the blaze in the country's National Parliament building in Cape Town. According to an official, the fire started in the early hours of the morning in the third-floor offices, spreading to the National Assembly chamber. A dark plume of smoke and flames can be seen rising from the building in the center of the city. The flames are also threatening the building's roof. Last year, another fire destroyed treasures from the prestigious Cape Town University Library.
Flight cancellations in the U.S. have hit a new peak in the Christmas season, hit hard by the COVID-19 pandemic and bad weather. Nearly 4,400 flights around the world were cancelled on Saturday, more than 2,500 of them in the U.S. Air traffic site Flight Aware reported that airlines have been struggling with staffing problems with crew quarantining after contracting COVID. Adding to travelers' woes, the heavy snow hit the central U.S. From the U.S. cancellations, more than 1,000 are from Chicago's O'Hare and Midway airports. Sunday, when many people often return home from their Christmas holidays, is likely to bring further disruption with more snow and heavy winds forecast. Since the 24th of December, more than 12,000 flights have been cancelled in the U.S. Airlines have been trying to woe a crew with extra pay to tackle the staff shortages, but union says workers fear contracting COVID or having to deal with angry passengers.
My name is Sassy Estes. I'm from Akron, Ohio, and I came here to Boston to spend the week with my daughter for Christmas. And she brought me here this morning at 7:30. I was supposed to have a flight out of here at 7:50, and they canceled it. And I'm here for 12 hours. She can't pick me up until work.
All right, now we take a look at what's happening in the world of sports. The first ever Entebbe Kids League that attracted more than 20 teams has climaxed at the Wax Playground in the heart of the municipality. The tournament that has run for the past few months was organized for various age categories, starting from children as young as 7 to those below 16 years. In the under-7 category, Hillgard emerged triumphant, while Catalonia beat all the under-10 event. Streamline was under 13 winners as Navigators claimed the top prize amongst the teams entered in the under-16 category. The respective category winners each got gold medals, but importantly sets of jerseys from Entebbe Municipal Council Mayor Fabrice Rulinda and Councillor Yassine Semanda. The dream of the main sponsors is to revive youth football in the municipality with targets of getting a team into the Premier League in a few years from now.
Command here, man.
Sports club Villa Top Brass and its fans have met to forge a way forward. The meeting centered on several issues, including progression, especially with this transfer window open, but also the spate of hooliganism by fans that cost the club a point. Take a look.
The sports club Villa Fraternity has witnessed a historic day that brought together fans under their Villa Members Trust and the club administration at Villa Park in Zambia. The meeting was addressed by Federation of Uganda Football Association's head of security and safety, Haj Abdu Sekabira. His presence was premised on happenings at the club as a result of fans' hooliganism that has cost the club a point.
Vision in safety and security, we want to have zero deaths and zero violence in our stadiums. Zero deaths and zero violence.
The meeting convener Ben Emmanuel Misaga highlighted key areas, but importantly reminded fans of their role as the club aims for greatness.
Tugenda kola ebintu bingi ate tulina bikola nga tuli wamu. Tugenda kufuna ekisaawe ekyaffe, iyo message nakifuna kukwate abantu wa president. Wano era tugenda ku maintaininga nawo waffe. tulina okubeera omuntu omu ekyo njakkiddinga n'emirundi 10 villa ffenna tumalawo one family.
Sports Club Villa is Uganda's record league winners but last tested success in 2004. The club's pursuit this year isn't helped by the point docked for indiscipline that left the club languishing in 10th position of 16 teams as the season nears halfway. Villa, that has won 4 times this term, returns to action on Monday with an away date against Bright Stars at Kavumba Recreation Ground. John Barnes, Sentamo, reporting.
UBC News Tonight has come to an end. I want to thank you so much for your company, but also to encourage you to make sure that you maintain all the necessary standard operating procedures, because COVID-19 is still with us and there's a big rise of cough and flu. Make sure you hydrate, take your medication, and also keep safe at all times. I want to wish you a very blessed week. I'm Lauryn Masika Kazimoto and Muhammad Mugalu on sign language. Have yourself a lovely night.
Season, which is why MTN Momo is giving you more thank you points on your MTN Momo withdrawals at agent locations. Get 150 thank you points for every 1,000 shillings spent in withdrawal fees. More thank you points means